Hey guys, welcome back to another video covering the events of our recent livestream marathon in GTNH Season 2. Last time we made some adjustments to the power network, again, and upgraded a few systems in the base. So today we begin on day 13 of our stream challenge as we prepare for the Fusion Reactor. Timestamps as always are in the description to jump to different stream days, and I hope you enjoy the video. Yeah, our objective right now is the Fusion Reactor. This guy right here. We completed some quests in LUV. I think it was this one. Yeah, actually that's the only two. For the sensor and emitter in LUV and the field generator, very, very simple. Made in our assembly line. And we are working towards getting the Fusion Reactor. So I think we encoded the recipes for everything, and we're just waiting on superconducting coils, which is the biggest expense in the Fusion Reactor. These are of course made from LUV superconductors, which are like this, costs a pump for every 15, and we need 64 2x wire for every superconducting coil, and we need 33 superconductors. So it's a lot of stuff, it's a lot of materials, and I have been requesting it on and off between streams. So currently we have 21 superconductors, so we are 12 short. Yeah, so our power issues were pretty bad. Right now ore processing is switched off. Right now the B processing is switched off. Naquada and Platinum line is switched off. I've switched off pretty much everything in the base to minimize our EU usage, and it's all going into making fusion reacting coils. The main issue is a lack of logs, so we're going to address that today with something we crafted yesterday, which is the tree growth simulator. Hi 3, how are you? I'm doing pretty well today again. 12 days in a row of streaming. It's taken... it's surprisingly exhausting, even though I'm only going for a couple of hours, but I'm loving it. It's pretty good. I look forward to the afternoon every day. So yeah, let's add a tree growth simulator. Alright, so I was thinking about putting the tree growth simulator over here. I think we're going to switch this out with qubit blocks to match the other side. Oh, I see, okay. If we give it fertilizer, then we'll get a sapling. I don't think it's necessary, though. Sapling is not consumed. If the fertilizer is provided, saplings are made instead? Okay. So fertilizer is optional. And it doesn't tell us like a EU per tick value here, so I'm assuming it's going to say in the controller. Okay, it requires a saw or chainsaw in the GUI slot. Output multiplier, saw gives us 1x, buzzsaw gives us 2x, chainsaw gives us 4x. Okay, we're using chainsaw, so we're getting the biggest multiplier. That's good. Add a sapling in the input bus to select the wood type output. The sapling is not consumed. Tools can also be fed to the controller via input bus. The working speed is fixed for 5 seconds. Production formula is blah blah blah. When fertilizer is supplied, provide saplings instead of logs. Forestry saplings can get increased production. Alright. Holy 580 logs every 5 seconds. Oh my goodness, that's blazing fast. I mean, it should work. There's no reason why it shouldn't anymore. I think we've got all the right settings. And yeah, just to verify, we should now be feeding these two coke ovens at 100% uptime, making us wood tar, and then that's distilled into benzene, and then benzene is crafted into nitrobenzene. Once we have the ammonia and the sulfuric acid and nitric acid, which is made on site. Yeah. Alright, cool. It looks like we're hovering, like, maintaining the amount of nitrobenzene that we have, which is good. Keep in mind that the miners are off right now, so the draw is actually significantly higher, normally. Slightly increasing? Yeah, it's slightly. I don't know if we have the machine controller yet. Should we request... I guess we should request the machine controller. That would help, right? It's nothing too bad. Just enjoy it, though. Just enjoy the pack. That's the main thing. That's what I tell everyone. Let's add another 4 Vulcani. It's basically nothing at this point. We do need the recipe for that, though. Okay, how many casings do we need here? Let's just wing it into 32. I would quite like these things to hurry up and finish so that we're not waiting in a queue for all this. You have some HSS spare? What do you mean HSS spare? Oh, coils, you mean? Yeah, we have some spare that we can use, but ideally we want to get like Naquata alloy coils here. Which need to be cooked in the blast furnace, so it's like... Fortunately, it's not difficult to set these up anymore. Like... It's pretty simple to add this. The most complex thing is the power situation underneath, and you guys know how much I absolutely love doing power calculations. Wireless, I bet we're going to be waiting. Hurry up and wait. Yeah, hurry up and wait. Hurry up and pass the time. Do you plan to make a stream recap video at the end of the month? I didn't, but I'm leaning towards maybe trying it. I'm just trying to have the energy to get through all 30 days right now. That's like my only objective. Because it doesn't sound that bad, and when I came up with the idea, I was like, oh yeah, 30 days, that's like... That's not that bad. But when you're doing 30 days in a row, it all catches up with you quite quick. I think we all agree there's no shame in taking a rest day. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. And I will be taking multiple rest days after the May 30th. But, I don't know, I made a commitment, so I want to try to honour it. If not for anyone else, then for myself. Just to prove to myself that I can do it. It's like one of those silly challenges that you just like... Do you guys ever like dare yourself to do anything? And it could be tiny things. I'm not talking about like massive life-changing stuff here. I'm talking about like... I can't even really think of an example right now, but... Just tiny stuff. And you tell yourself, I dare you to do that. And you feel almost like an obligation to yourself. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just strange. How does bro have 440 people watching him at 8:30 on a Monday morning? Yeah, I guess 1, it's not 8:30 everywhere. 2, it's a agreement for everyone here not to say the viewer count in chat because I don't check that ever. Remember, it's just me here. None of you guys exist. That's not a thing. But 3, I don't know the legitimate answer to that. I guess there's just a couple of you guys invested in this tier 7 rocket, which is cool. I think we should just go for Naquata alloy coils straight off, right? So 42 times 2. 84 Naquata alloy coils. Sure. And we should now have 4 EBFs on the job rather than just 1, because we overclocked those ones behind us. Yeah, so these are these are ZPM. 13 seconds for every 2 ingots. Well, actually, technically for every 8 ingots. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. What's your all-time favorite mod pack? Oh, that is a tough question. I don't know. Probably Nomi Factory. No, but DJ2 is so good, and so is GTNH. It's so hard. I can't pick a favorite child. Don't ask me to do that. I like them all for different reasons. I love GTNH because of all the possibilities and content. It's just so rough sometimes. Yeah, I agree. It's if you've not played the pack, you're like, oh yeah, just craft this and craft that. Like, I get comments all the time. 3, make this, make that. And it's like, you realize what pack we're playing, right? So... Oh wait, do we have the controller crafted by now? Oh, we do, we do. Nice, we got a request. Kind of. A fusion reactor. You remember the LUV components need HSS wire? Well, this one needs europium. So we can break into ZPM. And that is made via this recipe here. So we need hydrogen and we need neodymium. Perhaps we should set up a passive neodymium source. And we'll also have to set up a blast furnace for it as well. I think that sounds like an idea. We're making dust from our ore drills, from ore processing, so we need to cook the ingot and then fluid extract into fluid, so we can passively send it to a fusion reactor. Since I realized that a couple of minutes ago, I realized we want to level limit for neodymium. Because let's say we batchcraft some neodymium and the other blast, or let's say we need something that we want to request something that needs neodymium. I want to be able to use this stock if we can. And I don't want absolutely everything we craft to be turned into fluid, so... Okay, I'm going to keep 10,000 here. Yeah, 10,000 neodymium. That might be overkill, but I'd rather keep more rather than switch it all over to fluid, but... Alright, so we have passive neodymium now. Perfect. Might not use it for a while, but we have it. And it's just one less thing to have to worry about. Alright, let's go ahead and set up our Nequata alloy coils. Is performance still holding up at your stage of the game? Yeah, absolutely. It's pretty good. I get a few FPS jutters every now and again, but it's really nothing noticeable. And it's understandable at this point. But that being said, I'm also still on 2.5.1, so I don't have Angelica installed. So I'm looking forward to getting the benefits that brings. But yeah, still at 20 TPS, so performance is still pretty good. Oh yeah, look at all that stuff cooking. Now we're cooking. Look at that. 8 Ruridit times... Well, actually, these are ZPM, so 8 Ruridit every 11.95 seconds times 4. And then 8 Ruridit every 47 seconds times 8. Oh my goodness. And then 1 every 94 in the original blast furnaces, so that gives you an idea how much more efficient Vulcani are. Oh baby. And we are at... Oh boy. Close your eyes. Don't look. Don't look. Don't look at this. 1,000,000. Don't look. Bearing in mind the plat line and Nequata line is off right now. Most of the base is off. This is just blast furnaces. Avert thine eyes. I love that. Well, it's not that difficult to explain. What we're going to do is switch this over between the... Instead of using the lime subnet, we're going to use the red subnet, which is for the odd smelting recipes instead of circuit 11. And we'll keep circuit 11 for the Vulcani. I love that expression, by the way. Like, someone's cooking. I never really used that before, but all of you guys use it all the time. It's so good at, like, describing. Let bro cook. One thing I'm not on board with is the use of the word bro. That seems to be extremely prevalent these days, and I have no idea what kicked it off. Like, that's just not in my vocabulary at all. Like, calling someone bro, other than my actual brother. But everyone calls me bro, and it's weird. Like, it's just... not just me. I'm not just saying it's just me, but it's just extremely strange to me to use it. To use the word bro in, like, a sentence. Especially at the beginning of a sentence. It just does not compute. How am I feeling about streaming? I've grown to like it a lot more than I did before I started this challenge in May. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm becoming a lot more comfortable here. Not that I'm comfortable. Comfortable is not the right word, but I'm slightly more comfortable than I was. I'm very uncomfortable streaming. Like, it's just not me at all. Like, yeah, I find it very difficult to do. But it's becoming easier the more I do it, which is a good sign. And I'm liking it more and more, although I still do like making videos more than I do live streaming. Stop trolling? Who's trolling? Wait, what? We haven't touched anything here, have we? Oh. Okay. Alright, I see how it is. Okay. This was my doing yesterday, and I swear I turned this back on, but obviously not. It's not out of nowhere. This is my fault. Like, I done this to save power yesterday, but I was adamant that I turned that back on. I was 100% positive I turned that back on. Obviously not though. I think that was about it. We were basically just waiting on these superconductor coils, which is what we need for the fusion reactor for Donut, which is going to be our objective today. Our objective is to build our fusion reactor. Oh yeah, we got our quest. We got the quest, and yeah. We're going to be building our fusion reactor. Looks something like this. And at the end of last stream, we decided on a location in the middle here. So we're going to change this up. We've got a bit of building to do here for a couple of hours, so it's going to be pretty chill. How to re-motivate myself when the tasks I need to do are overwhelming? Oh boy, that is a tricky question. I know exactly the way you feel right now. Take some comfort in knowing that you're not the only one. But something I find that helps is definitely take a break. Like, that's number one. Take a break from the game. But also, as you're playing the game, try to do the small stuff and the boring stuff mixed in with the exciting stuff that you're looking forward to. Like this, for example. This is not particularly exciting. But I know if I was just to place the fusion reactor there, in place, then I know we had to do this later on, and like this task would stack up on a very, very long list of things to do. And that can add to the feeling of like, oh man, I'm never going to get this done. But yeah, other than that, if you're already in a situation where you feel like you're never going to get things done or there's too much to do, then the best thing to do is break it down and write a list. Like, it sounds like it might not help, but for me, writing it down, like even a notepad document or something like that, just write down the things you want to get done. And it's not necessarily things you just want to get done, but things you want to accomplish in your world, and then pick one to start with. And don't worry about being 100% efficient either. Don't stress about being uber efficient, and this is not the right way to play. There's no right way to play, so. But number one is take a break. If you start to feel like that, take a break from the game for a couple days and then come back, and yeah, with any luck you'll have a fresh perspective. But also another thing about feeling like you have too much to do is it can turn around just as fast as it crept up on you. So like, maybe a week ago you felt like things were going very well, you were enjoying the world and playing every single day. Things are going pretty smooth, you're progressing, and then all of a sudden things build up and it feels overwhelming. But that can turn around just as quickly. Like, you can get a couple projects done in a few days and feel like you're on a roll again, so sometimes it doesn't take as long as you're expecting it, but then again, sometimes it does, so there's that as well. I knew the early game was going to be a problem for me since I was more interested in late game stuff, so you gave yourself an ME system. That's a dangerous game right there. I ain't here to tell you how to play. If that's the way you want to play, go for it, but for me, I know that wouldn't work. Because cheating in any way just kills the fun, because then you're like, well, where do I stop? Like, if I gave myself an AE system, then, I mean, why not just give myself an extra couple of storage disks when I run out? Or why not just give myself an extra CPU? Or that extra energy hatch, why not just give myself that? And it's like, where do you stop then? So for me, that is a complete no-no. But it might help some of you guys, so I don't know. Again, I'm not here to tell you how to play. You can play whatever way you want. Alright, awesome. Let's put all the building stuff away. That's enough for one day. Let's get our fusion reactor going. Alright, machine controller. You're coming with me. Using it for power? Yes, we are. Let me get some cobble so I don't confuse this. Okay, so we want to put this in the center, obviously, since it's chunk aligned. So the middle of this will be in the middle of a chunk, which is good. And the fusion reactor should sit in the middle here somewhere. Or yeah, should sit within the chunk. Alright, how are we looking for height here? I think I like that, considering we're going to have more. Oh my goodness, this feels surreal, building this. Honestly, it feels surreal. Oh, this was so expensive to make. So expensive. Here we go. This is it. It took 1,726 hours to build a fusion reactor, but we now complete structure. We now don't have a fusion reactor. Why is it not? What are we missing here? Let's try to replace the controller. Good job, 3. Oh, maintenance hatch maybe. Yeah, maybe it's that. No, we don't have a fusion reactor. Average multi-block experience. Yeah. What? Alright, energy hatch, input hatch, output hatch. I don't know if it has a maintenance hatch. Are there rules about the IO hatches? Yeah, maybe it was this. Maybe this can't be in the middle, because it did place it on the outside edge. There we go. Okay, it can't be in the middle. Okay, fair enough. Well, after 1,726 hours, we've got ourselves the first donut. Oh yes, this is such an achievement. Oh, I'm so glad we managed to get this. This is so good. GG. The first fusion reactor. Oh, this is sweet. I'm taking all this in. Just savor this moment, 3. May it not take another 1,700 hours for the next one? Yeah, I hope not. Now do it again. Oh, this is so cool. This is so cool. This is also the best looking one as well, right? You guys... Like, tier 1 is definitely the best looking one, right? With the white casing. Tier 2... Oh, it's not going to show us here, is it? Tier 2 is not as good. This is a downgrade aesthetically. Tier 3 is also a downgrade, I think. But this is like the pink icing donut. 4 is also a downgrade. 1 is still the best. Wait, where's 5? That's compact fusion. We don't want that. This is 5. Oh yeah, 5. Yeah, 5 is pretty good as well. Okay, 5 is the best. 5 is the rainbow one. RGB donut. Yeah. Is the compact fusion one the same? Compact 5, is that the same? Oh, it is. Look at this mega reactor. Anyways, we're starting with the second best one. The second best looking one. So the way I understand this to work is it will charge to start the recipe and then it doesn't use as much power when it's running. I'm pretty sure anyway. Yeah, the recipe is only 1920 EU a tick, which is EV. So that's 1 EV amp, but it takes 60 million to start. All energy hatches must be connected to power. If a multi has energy hatch at 0 internal EU, it fails. Yeah, that's what my understanding was. The fact that we couldn't plug them all in, or we didn't have to in Nomi Factory, was a bug. So here it's not bugged, and so we have to power everything. Oh, I cannot believe I'm standing in the middle of a donut. Standing in the middle of a fusion reactor in GTNH. You have to take the wins in this game, and I'm soaking this in. This is a win. This is a win. This is a big win. So now we have to figure out how we're going to supply this with 32 amps of ZPM, or of LUV. We could upgrade the middle line. That's only 16 amps LUV, but we could upgrade it to the mustard UV cable. And send this down here, so we'd have UV for the whole area. You have to rip out the middle LUV. Yeah, we could do that. And that honestly wouldn't cause so much disruption because as long as we can replace the battery quick enough, like, not a lot is going to turn off in the base because all we have in this southern direction connected to this cable is the autocraft machines, and those only run on demand and power. The nitrobenzene system, which we'll have to switch back on. So we need a 64 amp LUV dynamo hatch. This again. I'm sorry to all of you guys who have witnessed this 4 times in the last like 6 days. But it has to be done. We have to get this done for the fusion reactor. But this is what I mean. Like, how do you make a video of this? Doing this again? Okay, I'll put that back in a second. I just don't want to plug it into a live connection. So that is ZPM. So we'll do ZPM, ZPM. And then one more high amp transformer will go here. You guys following this? Like that. And then ZPM. Like that. So that's 32 amps of LUV here. That's 16 amps of LUV here. With the input in the top, right? And then we have UV to ZPM. 4 amps of UV to 16 amps of ZPM. Yeah, here. And this will be our Niquada alloy, right? So this is ZPM, this is ZPM, and this is UV. Does that work? It's not overthinking. It's not overthinking. We need to put this much thought into it. It's not just complicated. Well, it is complicated for the sake of complicated, but that's just GTNH for you. So now we just have to get around this. Alright, you would think this gets easier, but it doesn't. Okay, so it's this way around. So dynamo hatch into power transformer into ZPM. High amp. Alright, so we're going from 16 to 64. Get that out of the way. I really want to check if the battery's on again, but yes it is, okay. And then ludicrous power transformer, so that's 64 amps of LUV into (16 amps of ZPM. Into 4 amps of UV. Yes. 8,392,704. Yeah, that's UV. As long as we don't connect it to this one here, this line, then we're good. So just careful. It's not yellow. Yes, it is yellow. Don't confuse me. This is UV. UV is yellow. Perfect timing on the music. I know, I was... It started... The next song started as soon as I connected the cable. Alright, so once again, we are going 4 amps of UV down to 16 amps of ZPM, and then 4 amps of ZPM down to 16 amps of LUV. And then times 2, 16 amps of LUV into 32 amps of LUV. Well, yeah, ZPM to LUV twice, giving us 32 amps. Oh, this worked out very nicely. This worked out extremely well. And that's why it pays off to think about it before you start breaking cable. That extra 5 minutes of pondering this does pay off. Anyways, for now guys, take care, and I hope to see you all tomorrow. Have a good one.